Hello everybody, welcome to the new mini-series. It's a series of mini things. Doing some short hip-hops. I don't know what to name it, whatever. We're going to have another look at the King James Version only conspiracy theory. Started by Dean Burgeon, but of course the ultimate goal was to reach Gail Ripplinger, who's written a diatribe against the New International Version, the New American Standard Bible, the New King James, the New Revised Version, the Good News Bible, the Living Bible, the Phillips Translation, blah blah blah. Right, why am I doing this? Not because there's any validity to the King James Version only conspiracy theory. It's as real as the Flat Earth theory. So we have astronauts up in the ISS right now. We got the Himawari taking snapshots of the Earth every 11 seconds or something crazy like that. And yet there's about 500 known flat earthers that, well, just the ones that have their own channels. Fight the Flat Earth says he's spoken to 500 flat earthers personally, so they do debates against flat earthers. So that's a fair number. 500 people who deny that space exists, that the ISS exists, that the moon is real. That to me is safe. I'm going to use the analogy for these videos, which I created back in 2008. The green light is facts. So NASA is real, the moon is real, a spaceship that landed on the moon was real, the astronauts were real. Simple. Then you've got the red light. You've got those who deny space exists, deny the ISS exists, deny the moon exists, deny that astronauts land on the moon, blah 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 blah. Too easy for me. I'm orange light. No, I picked orange because it doesn't really go anywhere. So if you want to get into orange light with me, this is stuff like the moon is made out of spaghetti, that space is a custard, the astronauts were trained monkeys dressed up in human suits. Just wacko conspiracy theories. There's normal conspiracy theories. Normal. Absolutely run of the mill. Space is fake. Nice and simple. Space is a swimming pool? Slightly odd, you know. That's where I'm at. The dome around the Earth is full of water. We live in a fishbowl, folks. According to... Is that acceptable as orange light stuff? Not to me. It's not crazy enough. They're not going crazy enough. The Earth is flat. We live under a dome which is full of water. The dome or the... I don't know. Help me. Anyhow, shut up. So, I'm going orange light for the next... well, for a decent number of episodes. But they're just going to get sillier and sillier as we go. Cool. So... why am I slowing down to speed up? Because there's four of me. I have dissociative identity disorder. There's me, Nick. Hi, everybody. I bang these videos out as fast as I can because there's a voice in my head that comes from the old cult days, so have to deal with that in the future. Don't know what the voice comes from, where the voice comes from, don't know what the voice is attached to, other than Barry Smith, End of the World, Antichrist, Mark of the Beast, 666, the world's going to end, blah blah blah. It's still somehow attached to the old training I was trained under, whatever. Yep, so me wanting to pump these out as fast as possible. Not a good way to make a series of videos. So this is the last of the pumping out as soon as possible, because this is just a background as to why I'm making the future episodes. So regardless of the subject matter, they're going to be about me and not the King James Version only cult. It's just a topic that I've chosen because it's my favourite topic. I'm not gonna. I could do flat Earth, but there's too many people doing flat Earth. It's dead. The flat Earth movement is as dead as the King James Version only movement. But there's still people that want to revive it, bring it back. The Earth is flat, people. Anyhow, so there's me. There's CJ who wants to play with his dragons. So the dragons are going to be in these mini movies, mini episodes. I need a word. Mini moogs. Call them mini moogs. Why not? I don't know. And Lego. He loves his Lego now. Switched from Playmobil to Lego in 1 second. Got this huge Lego Harry Potter train set for him. So it's like, yep. And he wants to combine his Magic the Gathering cards with the Pokemon cards and create his own little unique game. Whatever, do it. I don't care. And he's got his bloody DS and PlayStation Portable. I've got my Xbox and PS3 and stuff. So the reason for these videos is to give the other alters time to be themselves. Because that's what I need. For me to move forward, and I know this sounds as weird as hell, but for me to move forward, can't move forward one bit at a time. All four of us have to move forward together. And if we fall in love with someone, then that person's going to have to know about the others, whether it's me in love with them or Nicola in love with them. That's going to have to be sorted out in the future. Whatever. Nessa is not a girly girl. She's about 12. CJ, sorry I missed CJ, is 7. He was hit by a car. None of us have any memory of that incident happening. The first cognitive awareness was waking up in Auckland Hospital, because I'd been to Middlemore and they shipped me back to Auckland Hospital, 7 years old, and didn't know why I was in the hospital. Why am I here? So that's how CJ was created. Nessa's 12, another bad story, won't do it. Talk about it. She's into colouring, she's into modelling, making things very tactile. So I've got to let her out because I've had this time in my life with both of them, really, where I buy things, don't know why I bought them, and throw them away or give them to someone. Now I realise it's always been her. It's been her that wants the modelling clay, been her that wants the paintbrushes, the canvases. So whatever she needs, she gets. I want to find out more about her. Just met her. I bought her a frickin' Barbie doll, and she was like, ew, I don't want that. So pass that on to someone else. It's all about listening to these voices, not external voices. That's a different illness, mental health awareness, whatever, blah blah blah. These are internal voices that I hear. CJ's here, Nessa's here, Nicola of course is always here. She'll take over. Nicola and I will switch during the making of these videos. So yeah, and I know there are psychiatrists, psychologists that don't believe in DID. Screw them. How are they going to help me move forward with my life? You know, it's just, yeah. So anyway, Nicola. Now, Nicola, who wants to do the music. She's the musician. I'm not a musician. I love listening to music. I don't like creating music. So I let her out. She makes the music for these mini moogs. And we're all working together on one thing, and we're moving forward. Now, this isn't about making episodes, moving forward as one. This is about showering properly. This is about changing clothes. I know I hate changing my clothes. I just don't have the time. I'm too busy making these. I don't need to brush my teeth. So that's all got to change. I know. There's going to have to come a time when I accept that. Bloody Nicola's here. Always gets in my face. So, yeah, that's why we're doing this. And we are recording. Sometimes I push record and it doesn't record and I'm sitting there talking to nothing. So, next episode. So, we've talked about Nicola music, Nessa modelling, CJ Lego, dragons. Houses dragons. CJ's into Artemis Fowl. Nessa is into Molly Moon. So cool. I put these books out there when they want to read them. I know it's a fight. Right now it's a fight. It's like I have to let them out, but I want to be in control. So I've got to. This isn't about the King James Version cult. This is all about me letting the others have time to do what they want to do so I can move forward with my life. Sounds backwards. I'm giving over to a 12-year-old girl, a 7-year-old boy to do their things which are taking up time away from me making these things. It's a fight, it's a battle, but I have to do it that way. I have to do it this way. The only way forward is this way. So, good, yes. All complained. I'm now locked up in my padded jacket and sent to Hilton. What? Wherever. Yep. So, next episode. Short and sweet. Next episode, short and sweet. I'm going to explain how did we get the Bible from the time of David? Let's go. Okay, so they've discovered the word David on a tomb in Hebrew, obviously, Paleo-Hebrew, sorry. So we'll start there. So that's from about 971 BC. We'll start how we got the Bible from 971 BC, the word David, to the entire Old Testament, which is this, and the entire New Testament, which is this. And I say this because this is the Hebrew Old Testament, the Tanakh, and this is the Greek New Testament. So how did we get from the word David to the whole complete Bible? Now, when I say whole complete Bible, I don't mean the King James Bible, because the King James Bible used bloated manuscripts. There's not only 64,000 added words to the King James Bible, because it was translated from bloated manuscripts, as I said. Just so many extra words, just cut. So you can tell exactly. I mean, the scholars know when they look at these old, like 1st century, 2nd century documents, and they compare it to something chucked into the King James from the 11th century, they can tell how many words, like some monk who was drunk on wine just goes, oh, I'll add this verse in here and add this word here. And so when they do shit like that, well, we've got the early ones that don't have all that. So that the modern Bibles don't put in the Bibles what didn't exist until some monk wrote it in the 11th century. There it is in a nutshell. The King James only cult believed the complete opposite of that the new versions, based on the earliest manuscripts, plus the Dead Sea Scrolls, plus the Sumerian Pentateuch, Peshitta, and the 10,000 old Latin manuscripts they have, and the 5,500 new Greek manuscripts that were discovered since the 50s, all found after the King James was published way back in 1611. They say that these are corrupt, written by Satanists and demoniacs and Luciferians and other evil such forth people. Therefore, the King James still stands, and all other Bibles are going to end up in the lake of fire. I had to do this because they all say that the homosexual community are going to end up in hell in a river called Styx. That's the conspiracy theory. A la
men loving men and women loving women. And all through the fire.
Were there, just out of curiosity, were there special sections then for people who were lesbians or homosexuals?
It was in this area, in the fires. They were chained with a black chain, said that they went through the current of fire all through hell, and like 60 to 80 miles an hour.
And how painful do you think this was?
Their bones were charred red, and they would scream and scream, saying, "No man cares for my soul." And they would say, warn the people not to come here. And most of the people in hell would scream that. Tell my family not to come to hell.
So the river Styx, I've googled it. So it's a mythological river. River Styx is the principal river in the Greek underworld, i.e. Hades, which is what the Greek word in the Bible is. So the Greek word in the Bible is referring to a mythical place called Hades. The river forms a border between the underworld and the world of the living. The word means hate in Greek and is named after the goddess Styx. She was the daughter of Oceanus and Tithys. Wicked. The river Styx is not the only river in Hades. The other major rivers include the Acheron, River of Pain, the Lethe, River of Forgetfulness, the Phlegathon, the River of Fire, the Cocytus, River of Wailing, Charon, the ferryman ferries the soul of the dead across the river into the underworld, but all he requires payment for his duties. He would locate this coin traditionally in the mouth of the dead. Without payment, the dead would not go into the underworld and would be left to drift on the shore for 100 years. I'm so glad I googled that. That just answers so many questions. Remember that song, "Don't pay the ferryman, don't even fix a price till you get to the other side." So that's where all this comes from. So the Eric Holmberg conspiracy theory.
This album by Styx is entitled Cornerstone. Styx, significantly enough, is the Greek name for the mythological river that runs through hell. There is obvious religious symbology here.
Stephen Dollins' conspiracy theory that the names of the Furbies are named after the rivers of Hades. At least I now know that he's full of shit. He's just completely nuts. Absolute nuts. Anyway, I'm sorry. The next episode is about how we got from the word David on a stone to this. So it's not going to be technical at all. It's not going to be technical at all. I've got all the bloody PDF files that I need. It's nothing more than just showing you PDF files, and that's it.